And now, in Michael's ongoing rant on race.
If you're racist, it's like, why be racist towards somebody? You didn't choose to be that color. That person didn't choose to be that color. We didn't choose to be born in the time frame we were born in. So why would you hate somebody for something they didn't choose? It is honestly ridiculous and should not even be a thing. It really shouldn't. Why hate somebody for something they had no control over whatsoever? If you can't duck it, fuck it.
You can just listen to them. I don't know if you can hear them. Austin and Madison. They sound so innocent. But are they? Are they really? As they beat up their toys and, act like gangsters of sorts, towering over their plastic victims. Yeah, they're not innocent. They're just as demented as all of you. Not really. That's the beauty of imagination, I suppose. Funny thing is, I used to have a crazy thought process when I was a kid, wherein I used to act with compassion towards my toys. I used to feel guilty if one of them got broke or I dropped them. I don't know. It was just odd. My own imagination was run amok at the time. It's just funny to see how, over the passage of time, many of us lose connection with that imagination. I hope my kids never do. And I don't suspect that they will. I actually still have a very active imagination. It's much to my detriment at times, but it keeps me busy at times when I'm kind of left with nothing to do, So my imagination just runs wild. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. I think it's interesting that the moment you make any kind of reference to poop to my kids, they basically belong to you at that moment. All I have to say is fart, shit, crap, and it's just instant laughter. Now, granted, neither one of my kids are all that old, but the thing is, it's amazing to see the evolution of humor, as it pertains to a child and what they find to be hilarious. Yeah. It's kind of reduces the importance of the rest of your comedy skills when you start to think about how all you really need to say at the end of the day, from our more primitive concepts of what's funny, all you really need to say is something referencing feces. That's it. That's all you have to say. And it's not just my kids. It's pretty much any kid. Once they get that image in their head of what poop is, they're all about it. Seriously, my kids used to spend, they don't anymore thankfully, but they used to spend hours upon hours watching YouTube videos of poop. Animated poop, animal poop. They just thought it was all funny. I'd sit there and listen to them gut laugh about it. It's just gross. But you know, it's a case study of our primitive love of all things involving feces. It's disgusting. Hilariously disgusting.
Appropriate indecency.
Hello. I really, really hate daylight savings time. I mean, I get why it was important back in Benjamin Franklin's day, but I'm not going to exactly go grab my ox and get some plows and till the fields in my backyard. I don't need to be awake an hour earlier than I was a couple months ago. I don't need to. So, Benjamin Franklin is long gone. You know, he gave what he did to the society and what it's become. But daylight savings time should die with him. It just should. I'm tired of being tired. You know what I mean? And I'm sure all of you are too. That's the worst thing about this. Is that I'm not alone here. Yet, we continue to torment ourselves with this outdated, severely outdated tradition of psychological self-mutilation via intentional sleep deprivation. In other words, we're not getting enough sleep because we won't let go of the past. Let's get rid of daylight savings time. The end.
Butthole naked.
Butthole naked. If she bent over, you're seeing brown eye.
Not just naked, butthole naked.
Butthole naked.
We're going to very briefly highlight our love for the JD album and use that to mention how much we are looking forward to Korn's 13th album. And this is a part of a segment called Music I Like. Obviously, Korn is both of our favorite bands. Jonathan Davis recently came out with a solo album. I have not been able to buy it yet, but I have heard pretty much most, if not all, of the songs on there via Pandora. So it's pretty good. My favorite song on there so far is What It Is, but there are a number of them that are coming really close the more I listen to them. I more have a tendency, like most people do, to latch onto the song that I hear the most, which What It Is I've heard on the radio and stuff so many times where it's just constantly in my head. But I'm definitely looking forward to what they do for their 13th album. In my opinion, it's going to be very hard to top the awesome work they did with Serenity of Suffering. I mean, Korn has never ceased to amaze me, but I mean, Serenity of Suffering was a work of art in a lot of ways. So I think it surprised a lot of old school Korn fans with how well it was done. But we're not going to spend too much time talking about this because although we're passionate about Korn, the wrestling passion is like a little bit more fiery for reasons that we can get into later because we're very nerdy on the wrestling thing that we can talk about at a later time if we ever get comfortable with it.
Me personally, I think.
But I'll let Michael talk about Korn a little bit here, but we will make this short.
I'll try to make this short. Me personally, I love wrestling. Don't get me wrong. I grew up watching it every fucking Monday and Thursday because I know it's now on Fridays, but it used to be on Thursdays when I was a kid. But me personally, music is my absolute everything. I love music, like, to my deepest core. And Jonathan Davis, he speaks so truly to his emotions. And back when I was in a band, I would try to speak as true as I could to myself through my music. And I would just pour my everything, because Jonathan Davis was my absolute most inspiring person. I inspired to be as much like him as I could. I was like, you know what? He pours his everything into his music. I'm going to pour my everything.
This is a brief interjection just to be a smart ass. It's aspire.
Aspire, whatever.
I was just saying, I'm the appropriate one.
I'm also
It
fucking...
means I speak appropriately.
I'm also fucking...
Better English,
I'm also a little drunk, so eat a dick. Wait,
No.
Daniel is now the new inductee to eat a dick.
Well, I'm not going to paper, rock, scissors again, so...
No,
Viewers are the
yeah, you all can still eat the dick.
Right.
But he can eat the secondary dick. The secondary dick, it's over there. Go eat it. No. No. What I think about his new soul album, Black Labyrinth, I love it so much. I haven't heard everything from it. I've been busy with going and hanging out and going to work. I work my ass off every day, pretty much. Not every single day, but every day. And whenever I'm not working, I'm trying to see my son. And
Right.
which, bringing up my son, brings up my favorite track that I've heard so far. Like, I love the other tracks, like Medicate, excuse me, What It Is, excuse me again,
Jesus Christ, Michael.
Everyone, and there's quite a few tracks on there that are really, really good, but the one track that absolutely stands out to me the most, and it's,
Michael's about to see my boobies if we keep up this heat in here.
yeah, 'cause it's fucking hot in this goddamn room. I hope you all fucking really, really appreciate this, but
Right.
the song that I'm talking about that I really, really enjoy, and it's like my song to my son, Justin. Justin David, I love you, buddy. You are my absolute everything. You are my drive to make a better future. But the song that I'm talking about is Basic Needs. It's such a good chorus. It has like this exotic beat and all these different instruments that are thrown in and everything. It's such a good song. If you guys have not heard it, I very highly recommend you go out and look it up and just listen to it. It is such a good listen, as is the rest of the album. I really enjoy the album from what I've heard. Once again, I haven't been able to hear the whole thing. I've been really, really busy, so I haven't been able to sit down and listen
We
to...
apologizing to JD.
Oh, I am!
I wonder how long I can just keep making noises for no reason whatsoever. You're probably wondering what this is all about. You know, sometimes you just make noises because you hate those awkward silences. You know, it's a filler, if you will. I mean, if you're not familiar with what a filler word or filler sentence is, it's when you continue talking or making noises to, you know, keep the thing going, keep the conversation going, basically filibuster either the silence or the other person from talking. And sometimes, like using the word which is a filler word, it helps to defeat that silence and
continue that stream of conversation so that way you can go on to your next thought. More or less as a placeholder while you're thinking. And in a way, this was a filler segment. So, life is funny at times when you have kids. One of the biggest nuisances, I think you could say that, is when you have a 12-year-old boy driving him home from school, and you got your windows up for whatever reason, and it just, out of nowhere, decides to just relieve some tension from the stomach, if you catch my drift. I mean, you got the giggling, and then it stinks horribly, and it's all fun and games at first, but when it happens every time, like clockwork, I mean, do I really want to smell what you ate? I mean, seriously? No. There are times where I'll laugh and I'll think it's funny, and there's other times where it's like, I see him lift that leg out of my peripheral vision, and I actually get annoyed at times. Like, I just sit there and think to myself, like, why? What did I do to you? I know what I did. I convinced my kids early in life that this was funny. And it is. But not when you're trying to concentrate on the cars in front of you. Not when you're in a bad mood. I mean, I can't yell at them for it. Believe me, I've wanted to, but I can't yell at them for it. But jeez. Kids, I swear. What am I going to do?